Okay, coming back to the inside, we've removed the insulation from the outside wall cavity, and we have our Sawzall blades that we use to mark our control points on the sides and the top. We're now going to use those points to mark the inside rough opening, and then we'll cut our drywall out with our knife. Okay, we now have our interior rough opening cut on our door on the drywall, and we've moved our electric wire for our outlet down below. Our next step is to cut this exterior sheeting out of our way so that we can cut these two studs off at the top. Use the rough opening of the drywall that you have here to cut the sheathing. You can mark it, and you can cut the sheething from the inside or the outside, and it should be relatively easy to get out of the way. Once we do that, we'll have our door opening from the inside to the outside. We'll get some more light in here. Okay, the next step is to cut these two studs off so we can insert our header at the top. This is the bottom of the header line, the interior drywall. We're using a 7 1/4 inch 2x8 header, plus 1 1/2 would be 8 3/4. So we're going to mark these two studs on the inside of the cavity on 8 3/4 and cut them off so we can insert our header. Okay, we've got our studs cut at the top, and one thing to note is just be careful when you're removing these studs. If you just tap them from the inside out, generally if there's any kind of drywall nails here on the inside, they should just pop free without leaving any kind of drywall mark at all. Okay, now we're going to install a flat 2x4 underneath the two studs that you cut off at the top. What you want to do is measure in between the next stud over on both sides. We've got 47 1/4, so I'll cut my flat 2x4, notch it if I need to, and screw it into the two studs at the top and into the side. Okay, we now have our flat 2x4 installed at the top. We'll have a 2x8 header that goes below that. We packed insulation above that, back into the wall above that flat 2x4. We also have our seal plate cut out, so everything's cleaned up at the bottom. Okay, I know this has been a rather extensive project, but bear with me. We only have about 3 or 4 steps to go, and we'll have your rough opening of your door complete 100%, ready for installation of your brand new door to the outside yard. The last hard thing we have to do is to insert an angle iron to add support for the brick above, and to cut a notch into the mortar joint on both sides to slip the angle iron in from the inside out. Into the mortar joint, you're going to have to make a notch to receive that angle iron. You can use a roto zip, or you can try to chisel it. We're going to use what's called a multi-tool master from Fine, and see how we can do. Cutting our mortar joints, it looks like they're going to work fine, but we have some overflow of mortar on the back side of the brick. We need to chip away a little bit at that so our angle iron will fit tight to the brick from the inside. Step is going to be to add our 2x8 header. Okay, we've applied some glue to the top of the header, as well as to the outside sheathing that will be adhered to the header itself. Now the header will be glued to the flat 2x4 that we have above it, and then we just simply screw it into place. Gluing the top of your interior header and adding a filler strip between the two headers. It's just a simple deal of getting the inside header up there and screwing it in place. Okay, the last thing to do is to pack our stud cavities with insulation and run a double 2x4 jack stud from the base of the seal plate to underneath the header that we added on both sides, and we'll add a couple of shims at the top, and that'll be done, waiting for the door. Okay, well as you can see, we have our double jack studs in place. We have our sheathing all glued and nailed. We have our drywall from the inside screwed. We have our cables rerouted. And the last thing we're going to do is block this panel off and wait for our exterior door. And when we get that in, we'll have a video to show how to finish that up. I hope this video can help you add new life to your home. I'm Luke Zmalik with Benoah Renovations, and I'm here when you need me.